Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the South Side tonight. Andy Pollack and Austin Oliver here as it is Ankeny Centennial at the Ankeny Hawks. It's inter-city matchup tonight of CIML foes. Bragging rights on the line tonight, Austin, in a game or a match that really anything can happen.
Yeah, it's really been building up a whole season up to this game. Both teams have been playing very solidly lately. I would like to see this happen a little bit earlier in the season with rankings coming out here in just a couple days. It's a big game for both teams.
It really is, as Ankeny is the number 2 ranked team in the state, Centennial ranked number 5, and where that really comes into play is those are the rankings that they use to come up with the postseason pairings that, those come out on Friday.
Yep. I mean, throw those rankings out the window, though. I mean, we just looked at the history of this matchup since 2013. It's 10 years of matchups. It's a 6-6, I think we saw. 50% win total for each of them. So anything can happen on a night like tonight. So
this the 10th year of the split. Centennial celebrating a lot this year. Their 10th year of being a school, and of course Ankeny has been kind of new Ankeny since that point. After the split, each school went separated down First Street here in Ankeny. Austin, you're a South Sider, I'm a North Sider. They figured bringing the two of us together tonight, they get a pretty balanced look at things.
Good combination. Yep.
You are a club coach. You've had a chance to see a lot of these girls throughout the course of the year and in the off season as well for IPVA, and not only when you're coaching them, but you see other girls around. Who are some of the girls tonight? Let's first talk about the visiting Jaguars. Who are some of the girls that you look to being keys to the game tonight?
Well, I think Jane Pratt coming in middle, just got that quick twitch striking ability out of the middle. Has been a solid performer for them all year. You have Anna Sash coming in on the other side, the other middle, been a strong player. The center all year has been very solid, been distributing that ball very, very well, just making sure everybody's involved. So just looking forward to just a great match from Centennial as well.
As we look at the home team on the scoreboard tonight, the Hawks here on the south side of Ankeny, and they've for years, it always seems like you talk about the setters for Ankeny. It started with Fiona Schrader and now Eowyn Schrader and Jessa Wallace. I mean, everything runs through them.
Yeah, Jessa's been a solid contributor, a tall, strong setter. They run a 5-1 for the most part with her in the front row as well. So she'll see a lot of action tonight, get a lot of opportunity for assists. Kind of a unique situation is you got that Tanith Roush coming out of the right side. Is a strong lefty, just has just a great strike of the ball, is hitting over the top of the block a lot of the time. So it's been fun to watch her over the course of the whole season as well.
And a lefty, that certainly helps.
Exactly.
Sitting on the right side, a lefty that can jump out of the gym. So it's interesting, though, a couple of the players we talked about so far, underclassmen, whereas both of these teams very much dominated on their rosters by seniors. A couple of the key players on both sides tonight are underclassmen, a couple juniors and a couple sophomores. So we will take a break. It is anybody's guess what can happen tonight. Both coaches very wary of that in a big rivalry game. We'll be back after this here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Why do businesses succeed? The Better Business Bureau sees the traits of successful businesses every day. It's not easy, but it is simple. The BBB fosters trust between Iowa businesses and consumers.
Visit bbb.org.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Big rivalry game here tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Andy Pollack with Austin Oliver as we're about 4 minutes away from the starting lineups. Ankeny Centennial, the Jaguars, and the Ankeny Hawks ready to do battle here tonight. The number 5 ranked Jaguars and number 2 ranked Hawks. And it's easy to say throw the rankings out the window. However, tonight the rankings are pretty important as the teams get ready to more so the impact on the rest of the season. Austin, during the break, one of the players that we were talking about quite a bit for the Ankeny Hawks, Eowyn Schrader, and she's been playing a lot since she was a freshman, part of that state championship game team 2 years ago for the Hawks, and we saw her sister play a lot of years as well, Fiona, for them, and Schrader just having an outstanding junior campaign.
Yeah, kill leader for the Hawks with her and Parker Olson also on the outside. They're just a real strong grouping out there for the Hawks on the left side, strong side.
When you see the Hawks come out, the one thing that just strikes you is the length that they have. They are a team that they alter a lot of shots with the gals that they've got up front, and a lot of long arms out there for the Hawks players.
Help with the hitting and with the blocking for sure.
So as we look around tonight, a couple key matchups that'll impact the seeding in the tournament for the rest of the year. Well, first of all, a quick look back. You mentioned it before. The Hawks and the Jaguars are 6-6 all time against each other. So the winner tonight will take over sole possession of first place in that matchup. Earlier this year, these two teams did play at a tournament in Dallas Center. Over at Grimes actually that night, and the Hawks won that one 2-0. That was actually the first match of the year. So as we look around at some other games here tonight, of course my phone went away from where I was looking. A couple big matchups as we look to see seeding here the rest of the year, and none bigger really than Iowa City Liberty and Xavier. Iowa City Liberty ranked number 1 in 5A, Xavier ranked number 1 in 4A. Those two teams playing tonight after Xavier just beat them on Saturday at a tournament, but they are playing at Xavier here tonight. A couple other games here around Central Iowa. Ames is at Mason City, Ottumwa at Des Moines Roosevelt, Hoover's at Northeast at Lincoln, Urbandale is at Waukee Northwest, Valley at Southeast Polk, and Johnston is at Waukee here tonight. About 2 minutes away from the first serve here tonight. The crowd filling in nicely. It's Pink Out night here on the south side, with the proceeds, as I understand it, of all these Pink Out shirts going to Can Do Cancer, an awesome organization here in Ankeny helping people that are going through breast cancer treatments. And, of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so a good time to talk about that and get all that pink out there. And you see the Hawks are in all pink jerseys here tonight, which is certainly unique. You don't see that a whole lot, but you will start to see more football teams around wearing a lot of pink on in their games on Friday night, and just a lot of pink, and making sure everybody is aware of breast cancer and those going through treatments and everything that you should be doing in that regard. So, Austin, a couple things here as we get started, as we see the Hawks finishing up their practice serves. The atmosphere here tonight should be really like none other, not only in the state, but maybe in the country.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the Hawk players before the game started, and she just mentioned that this is going to be an environment that neither team has really played in all season. So I think everybody's just looking forward for an opportunity to perform and be on a stage for the city of Ankeny, and it's just a great volleyball tradition that exists here in this town.
And really, a big part of that is, like you mentioned, they're on the stage. How will some of these girls react to playing in front of one of the coolest atmospheres that they'll ever play in, not only at the high school level, but possibly at the college level as well?
Yeah, you got Delaney Miller, one of the big hitters for Centennial, just coming in as a sophomore, and is going to be a big contributor tonight for the Jaguars. It'll be exciting just to see how she reacts in the situation like she's going to be presented with tonight with the crowd.
Danny Kohut-Lynch, the coach for Ankeny High. She is in her first season here, has the Hawks ranked number 2 at 25-4, and their tournament resume is really, really, really good.
Yeah.
A couple losses on the season They lost earlier this year to, I believe, can I go back through? I believe Dyke New Hartford was one of their losses, and obviously a very talented program. They lost a couple weeks ago to Dowling in a tournament, and they lost to number 1 Iowa City Liberty as well. So Ankeny certainly have an outstanding season there for the Hawks. It is time now for our starting lineups as they get ready to clear the court. And for that, we will head down to our public address announcer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to High Slide Hot Deck Volleyball. We'd like to welcome the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars.
Looks like we might have a little bit of an issue with the antenna right now that is stalling the start of the game as they get the officials work to get that set up.
Cancer is a nonprofit organization that works to improve and enhance the lives of breast cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy treatment in Des Moines and the surrounding areas. Your donations will help provide them for patients and their family on chemotherapy days, house cleaning services approximately once a month during their treatment, a website for patients to learn what they need to know after breast cancer diagnosis, and motivational support for patients throughout their treatment. We want to thank everyone who contributed to the Ankeny and Ankeny Centennial Volleyball Pickout fundraiser. A special thank you to the Brentford family for all their hard work in getting the shirts and donating time and profits to Can Do Cancer. Accepting the check on behalf of Can Do Cancer is Dwayne Winkle. We want to thank you, Talk and Jag fans. We are proud to present a check for $4,612 to Can Do Cancer. Now let's meet the non-starters and coaches of the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Head coach of the Jaguars is Jessica Reinhardt, assisted by Sarah Alberts, Brett Branks, Jenna Britt, and Annie Stasel. The non-starters for the Jaguars, number 2, Melee Butters. Number 6, Maya Rogers. Number 10, Pam Laser. Number 11, Kendra Kasperbauer. Number 16, Maddie Pollock. Number 17, Hannah Kirk. Number 18, Emma Lichty. Now let's meet the non-starters and coaches for your Ankeny Hawkettes. The head coach, Danny Cahoot Lynch. Assisted by Sam Sheldon, Claire Solomon, Michaela Roush, and Adam Jessen. The non-starters for the Hawkettes, number 2, Caitlin Wendell. Number 3, Hannah Bear. Number 4, Bailey Carlson. Number 5, Kennedy Day. Number 9, Therese Mamoya. Number 11, Addie Brecht. Number 12, Chloe Wittering. Number 13, Katie Kirschman. Number 17, Jasmine Moser. Number 21, Julia Braden. And number 23, Olivia Ike. Now the starters for the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Number 5, Jana Schmidt. Number 7, Delaney Winkle. Number 8, Jaden Pratt. Number 9, Anna Sash. Number 12, Reagan Angus. Number 15, Delaney Miller. For the Jaguars, who serve and sacrifice around the globe.
75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
After the national anthem has been played, we are ready to go with some volleyball. Andy Pollack and Austin Oliver here with you tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Starting lineup's been introduced. It's filled in nicely here. Great crowd. Again, you will not see many better atmospheres around the entire country than you will see here on the south side of Ankeny here tonight. Out on the court for the visiting Jaguars, first of all, to start. They've got Delaney Miller on the outside, Delaney Winkle in there as well, Anna Sash, Jaden Pratt. Also in there, the setter Reagan Angus. And Jada Schmidt out there for the Hawks. Tanith Rausch, Sydney Otto, Parker Olson, Myra Carlson, Ava Willie, Jessa Wallace, and Eowyn Schrader. And actually they will just get Otto into the game here. She's the libero for the Hawks. Austin, a lot of times we'll talk about how important a fast start is, but quite honestly in the game of volleyball, I'm not sure it matters.
Yeah, it's the change over to the different scoring system. It's made this game a lot more fast-paced, and some of those leads can shrink very quickly once they get out there. We saw that in the JV game earlier tonight, a couple big leads.
Jessa Wallace serving for Ankeny, an aggressive serve. They end up having to get it out there to Winkle. Winkle tries to put it down, dug up there by Wallace once again, and then Rausch, the lefty from the right side. Jag's going to go to Miller. Miller from the back row, nice dig once again by Otto. And Miller again, a dig in the back row. They come over there on the side to Winkle. Winkle off the tip. Hawks scrambling, they get it back. Beshin, Angus, they go to the middle, it goes, and timing way off as Pratt sends it 12 feet out of bounds. Wallace back to serve once again. Oh, wait. They said the Hawks were in the net. Changed things up a little bit. I didn't see the number. Did you happen to see the number in the net?
Ava Willie, they called number 15 in the net.
Okay, quick set there. Again, timing off, but the Jags benefit from it. They take a quick 1-0 lead. Delaney Winkle back to serve. And that serve is out, down in the corner. Nice job by Schrader to spot that. And substitution coming into the game. Hannah Bear comes into the game for Schrader.
That first exchange that we had on that very first point, a ton of out-of-system balls. We probably had 3 or 4 in that first set, so that's going to be a really important thing to watch as we move forward through the match.
Nice serve there as Miller overpasses and put down there on the side, Tanith Rausch. You're not going to get many better opportunities than that, and Tanith Rausch makes the Jaguars pay.
Put that ball about the 3-foot line. Holy cow.
It all starts with a serve, though. Hannah Bear with an outstanding serve, and now the Jaguars rotate things over a little bit. As Bear set to serve once again. Bear dug up there, nice by Winkle. Angus comes to the outside. Miller off the block, puts it down and ties it up at 2.
Yeah, Miller, like I said, that sophomore coming in for her first matchup like this on the varsity level for sure. Takes that first ball and puts it down for a termination.
Anna Sash in at the middle blocker spot for the Jags. Jaden Pratt on the serve. Nice pass up there by Bear. Goes to the outside. Again, a little free ball coming over. Angus Going to go in the middle. Sash off the block and gets it down. And a Sash. You know, not all these points are going to be pretty tonight. It might come down to who can win the ugly points.
Yeah, I ran that quick set and didn't get a strong hit on it, but was able to put it into a spot that got them the point.
Pratt back to serve once again. The sophomore starting to gather in a lot of Division I basketball offers. Quick set in the middle to Willie. Dug out of there by Angus. Jags from the back row. Free ball coming over once again. Wallace goes to the outside and putting it down off the tip is Parker Olsen.
Kill. Set was a little bit off the nets, so it was important to get that touch off that block, and I was able to get the termination on that point as well.
Sydney Otto back to serve for the Hawks. That ball was going deep, and Delaney Winkle, got Ava Willie on one side, Delaney Winkle on the other. Have to keep them straight tonight. Got Jaden, who knows? I might call him anything tonight. 4-3, Hawks in the lead. Otto serving. Sydney Otto, the senior. One of several seniors that start for both teams here tonight. Floating serve, Miller gets it to Angus. Going to go back to Miller. Miller off the block. And a kill for Delaney Miller, the sophomore. Maya Lee Butters coming into the game for Jada Schmidt with it tied 4-4. Butters, just a freshman, for Centennial. Gets the serve, gets a bad pass off. A nice job by Roush to get things back to the middle. Butters digs it up in the back row. Angus goes on the slide to Sash. Sash cuts it down.
And a Sash with the kill. Cross court, beautiful shot, set up well with a good set.
Anna Sash led the Jags in kills at their tournament this last weekend at Urbandale with some great competition there, starting to discover their junior middle hitter a little bit more. Wallace gets a nice touch out here to Roush. Roush just gets on top of it, puts it in the right spot.
Just a high contact point on all her shots. Tendency to go right over the top of that block and put it into just right off of the 10-foot line on cross court. It's a beautiful shot.
Back to serve for the Hawks is Bailey Carlson. Winkle on the overpass. Now the Hawks going to try to use it. Wallace sets it back on the slide and hits long. There, the timing off just a little bit with Myra Carlson. And the Jags take the lead back. Just as close as we expected early on. Delaney Miller back to serve for the Jaguars. Good pass by Otto Wallace. Pushes it all the way to the outside, and the strength by Wallace to push that ball as she's fading away. There's the dig. Jags going to use this one. Angus goes to Sash. Once again, Anna Sash coming up big here early tonight.
3 early kills for Sash, kind of all over the court. She had that one in the back line. She took one over to the cut shot and did a little dink shot on her first one. She's been all over the court.
There's so much attention to the two outside hitters for Centennial, is leaving Sash open in the middle. Nice serve there by Delaney Miller. Ooh, Wallace nearly goes off the ceiling. Somehow avoids it. Back row set to Miller, who puts it down. No block there for Delaney Miller, and she's on a nice service run for the Jaguars.
I think Miller's been one of the better servers for the Jags over the course of the matches that we've seen for sure this year.
Jags with a 3-point lead here early. Miller again on the serve. Nice pass there. Wallace going to go in the middle. The tip, nice spot there by, I believe it was Myra Carlson, right?
Yep.
That
little flick of the wrist there with the quick set, just put it over into the corner.
Everything is good on both sides. It's a good play on both sides, just a better play by the Hawks there as Carlson finds the opening. Back to serve is Parker Olsen. Angus pushes it out over here to Winkle, and Winkle tips it over. Wallace pushes out once again, so smooth in everything she does. No block there as Aowen Schrader puts it down. And the Hawks are right back in this one.
So this is a little bit unique with Jessa being up in the front row. Wallace for the Hawks here. There'll be opportunity to run some slides just like the Jags will when their setters in the front row running the 5-1 on both sides for the varsity teams.
Oh, what a serve by Olsen. Ace serve. And it's tied up at 8. Got started a little bit late here tonight after the other games have all gone extras today. They play all levels when they move down to play. Another hard serve by Olsen. Angus going to set in the back row, way back row to Delaney Miller. Gets on top of it. Good dig in the back row, though, by Olson. Otto sends it over. Angus goes with a power tip and puts it down and gives the Jags the lead back.
So almost an overpass on that. Then setter just made the decision to take that one right over and put it right into the middle. Nice shot.
And that's your advantage in the 5-1 right now when you got the setter on an overpass. Yep. They don't have to keep it on their side. They can power tip it like that. Ooh, nice dig there by Besh, and it goes over, and then into the net is Delaney Winkle. Ties it up once again. Both teams playing very cleanly so far.
Yeah.
Back to serve for the Hawks is Myra Carlson. Nice serve by Carlson. Butters gets it. Angus going to go out here to Winkle. Winkle, timing was all off. Winkle ended up having to tip it. And the Hawks, I believe, have taken their first lead of the match.
Just came up a bit short on that tip. Had the right idea. It was a little bit of a, as you said, like a little bit of timing difference in that. And tried to get over on a tip and was too short on it.
Carlson served once again. Miscommunication by the Jags. Winkle sends it over. Good pass over there by Bailey Carlson. They go in the middle. And Ava Willie finds the opening and puts it down. Ava Willie, they don't have it in the roster. I was going to see if I could find her height. She's at least 6 foot out there. I would guess probably at least 6'1" even. Willie is listed at 6'2", okay, with the arms to match. So big force to be dealt with there in the middle of this Hawks offensive rotation. Myra Carlson serve once again. Miller to Angus. They go on the slide to Jaden Pratt. Pratt gets it blocked right back down. I believe it was Schrader that got her. And now the Hawks have taken a 3-point lead. Not too long ago it was the Jags with a 3-point lead. This has all been behind the serving of Myra Carlson. Very aggressive serving by Carlson. And an ace serve there. Miscommunication in the back row as Butters jumping in front of the libero, Beshin. Coach Reinhardt wants a timeout. We'll take one as well and be back right after this on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
Well, the Jags had an 8-5 lead, and it's been all Hawks since that point. Now 13-9, Hawks in the lead here in game number 1 tonight from the south side. Is this north side of Polk County rivalry here between the Hawks and the Jags? Call it the First Street rivalry, I guess. Battle between north and south. Not exactly First Street, separating Centennial and Ankeny School District, but very close, all the way right down the middle of town. First Street comes in off exit 91 off Interstate 35.
But I think we could just see in this first set of points here with this first time out of the game coming in, it's just the team that's been passing the best has been the one that's been scoring the points. So it's been pretty important to stay in system with that first good pass to make sure that you can run your plays and get your hitters in the right position.
And that's not going to do it. They're going to have to go to the back row to Delaney Miller. Nice pass, so they're back there by Bailey Carlson. Out they go to Schrader, and she hits it long. So far, they've been terminal, and that time just hit it a little bit long. There's not too many mistakes made so far by the Hawks.
Yeah, that ball did go out, but if you notice on that pass, Jessa Wallace, the setter, didn't have to move one step. The ball came right to her, and she was able to run the offense right from that spot. Excellent pass.
Reagan Angus serving for the Jags. Wallace just sets the ball up in the air. Just looks so pure. Back again, they go to Miller, and Miller hits it wide. And just you want to see, and Jessa Wallace going to William Jewell College, Division II school in Liberty, Missouri. And you watch what she does. Everything just so smooth as she's back to serve right now.
She's got a lot of the attributes you like as a setter. Strong, got good height, great soft hands.
That ball called out by Delaney Winkle, much to the dismay of a lot of other people that were looking down the line, but a point goes to the Hawks, and it's 15-10 Hawks. Ooh, nice serve by Wallace. Beshin steps in, Angus keeps it in somehow. The tip comes over by Pratt. There's Otto, passes it up to Roush. Dug up by Angus. They go on the outside to Jada Schmidt. Wallace again on the outside to Schrader, and it is hit off the net. Out of bounds. Thought there might have been a tip. No tip called. And the point goes to the Jaguars. Delaney Winkle now back to serve for the Jaguars. Oh, nice serve, Schrader. Wallace, just a flick of the wrist, gets it over there to her hitter, Roush. Jags now insist I'm going to go to the outside to Miller. Miller blocked back in. Somehow the ball got over, and a point given, yes, as they said Ava Willie had reached over the net. Coach Cahoot Lynch not happy with that call right there because it looked like the Jaguars might have been already tipping it back over, but there was contact. Yeah. I thought it might have been on the Hawk side of the net when that contact was made.
Setter has the opportunity first to get that ball. It has to break the plane, and they deemed that she hadn't broke the plane on that one, so called it for infraction.
And then Eowyn Schrader hits it into the net, and just like that, the Jags back in this one. 15-13 behind the serving of senior Delaney Winkle. Winkle dug up there. Schrader, double hit. That's just a reactionary play by Eowyn Schrader. That ball was rifled over to her. And now it's 15-14. Jags looking to tie it back up.
Hawks mixing up the rotation.
Nice dig by Otto. Wallace pushes it all the way out to Roush, and you can't stop that. In rhythm, Tanith Roush. Just smooth on top of the ball, knocks it straight down.
Yeah, not the most perfect set out there either. She just adjusted to it, pounded it right down the line. It's a tough hit for those lefties to hit on that far outside for sure. It's a lot of adjustments they have to make visually just seeing that ball come in and be able to hit it on the far hand.
That didn't look tough at all, actually.
No.
With that.
Made it look easy.
Miller hits it off the antenna. Set came just a little bit wide as the Jags were scrambling, and now the Hawks back into a 17-14 lead. Serving right now, Hannah Bear for the Hawks. Senior. She's very aggressive in her serving earlier. She got that nice float and seemingly puts it wherever she wants. And on the back and forth, Jaden Pratt tries to push it off the back line and goes a couple inches too long. And now the Hawks in control.
Bear is a discus thrower for the track team, the women's track team here at the Hawks, which I think is an interesting situation as a volleyball player. Rotation.
And the Jags out of rotation there.
Heck of a serve that was going in there anyways.
Yeah, that might have been an ace anyway.
Yeah, she barely put that over the net.
Bear might have wanted that one for the stat book, and it's 19-14 Hawks.
So what they called there is a rotation movement by the setter in the middle there. Just moved a little bit too early from the rotation setup here.
Another serve floated over. Good job by Winkle. They go to the outside to Delaney Miller, who I'm not even sure what you call it. I don't know if it was. I thought it didn't sound very solid at all off her hand either. Anna Sash back into the lineup for the Jaguars. She was a force to be reckoned with when she was in early. Jaden Pratt back to serve. Pratt from Otto. A little bit of an overpass. Nice job by Wallace, though, to keep it in. Angus thought twice about it, didn't want to take that first hit. And now Schmidt somehow puts it off the chest of Hannah Bear. Just put it a little bit longer. I think it came off her hand a little weird, and Bear had a tough read on it because Bear was set up and realized at the last second that she wasn't in the right spot. Pratt back to serve once again. Otto, Wallace, they go on the outside, and you got to get a block on Roush. And they get it to her so quickly. You can't get a block there.
Yeah, it was great play. Great tempo for Wallace out to Roush and just put it away. Easy kill.
Back to serve now, Sydney Otto. Winkle goes to Angus. Angus in the middle to Sash. Sash off the tip, dug up. Passed over, they go on the outside, and that is Olsen. Jags send it over on the free ball. Wallace going to go right on the outside, the slide to Carlson. Not there. Angus going to push it up to Miller. Miller into the net.
Kind of a unique situation. We have Wallace in the back row now playing as a setter. We have Roush coming in on a middle two, and then they're swinging that girl, Myra Carlson, out on the outside for the swing or for the slide. So kind of a unique situation there. It's got the blockers kind of out of sorts.
Angus goes to sash off the block there. The Jags back in control of the serve. They need a little rally to get back into this one. They're going to try to do it on the back of Maya Lee Butters. Again, Butters, the freshman, sends that one over. Dug up back there by Bear. They go on the outside. Nice dig by Butters off the attack by Olsen. And then back row hit long as they go to Winkle. Jags, a couple of those points, just the timing off. You've seen a lot go long tonight. I'm not sure if it's timing, if it's expecting a block to be there. We talked about the length of Ankeny can adjust a lot of your shots.
That back row attack just needs a little bit of adjustment from those hitters. They've been hitting it pretty well tonight. Miller's been hitting quite a few.
Sash swipes it back in, dug up there by Bear. They go on the outside, and nice kill on the outside by Parker Olsen. Again, no block over there. Good tempo here by the Hawks offense. Cam Leeser comes in for the Jaguars as Angus will take a seat here in game number 1.
Parker just a real technical hitter out there. Not the tallest gal out there on the court, but just seems to hit that ball just right each time.
Beshin going to go to Leeser to Sash in the middle. Sash swipes it away for another kill for Anna. Trying to keep the Jaguars in this one. It's 23-18, and now Delaney Miller, who did go on a nice run earlier for the Jaguars, is back in to serve.
Sash is getting the team fired up.
Miller served to Otto. A little bit of an overpass, but Wallace in that front row. And when you can cover up an overpass like that, wow.
Yeah.
The power tip puts it down, and now Parker Olsen trying to win game number 1 for the Hawks.
Such a quick power tip, too. I mean, it was down on the ground before it was even.
Nice serve by Olsen. Jags going to come on the outside to Kendra Kasperbauer. Senior just came into the game for the first time, and Kasperbauer puts it down. Now Jaden Pratt back into the game for the Jaguars. See, the Jags been very liberal with substitutions here tonight. Taylor Beshin into serve right now, and got to be a little bit careful in game number 1. Nice serve, though, barely clears the net. Wallace goes right in the middle, and look out, coming through the middle. No block there, and Myra Carlson ends game number 1. 25-19. The Hawkettes win game number 1. We'll take a break. Be back with some of the numbers from game number 1 right after this on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Why do businesses succeed? The Better Business Bureau sees the traits of successful businesses every day. It's not easy, but it is simple. The BBB fosters trust between Iowa businesses and consumers.
Visit bbb.org.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students.
Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WauKeeChevy.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Welcome back. About 50 seconds away from the start of game number 2. The Hawks of Ankeny won game number 1, 25-19. Andy Pollock representing the north side, Austin Oliver representing the south side here tonight in this north side of Polk County matchup. In fact, I think it's safe to say every girl playing on this court tonight is from Polk County. Sometimes we get Dallas County brought in, maybe Story County. Or tonight it is all northern Polk County, though, as the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars and the Ankeny Hawkettes are playing. We've got a couple stats here from game number 1. We only got the stats here from Centennial so far. Let's see here. Anna Sash leading the Jags in kills. She had 5 there, hitting 714. The Jags hit 171, which is not horrible. You'd like to see it usually around 200. You're pretty sure you're going to win, so could be anybody's game. But the Hawkettes, I don't have their hitting percentage. I would love to see it because I would guess they were probably around 400. They had a lot of hits that never saw any sort of hands from Centennial.
Yeah, with this rally scoring, it's going to be about passing first and then who could stay in their system for the offenses. I think that Ankeny definitely did the better job in the first game, but I know that the Jags, having covered them a lot this season, you and Andy, you and I know that they could definitely get that nailed down as well.
You've mentioned it so many times so far here tonight. Jessa Wallace, the setter for the Hawks, so many times that she's just right where she needs to be. The ball comes to her. She doesn't have to move.
Yeah.
Reagan Angus gets an overpass to start, and Pratt hits that one long. Just can't quite get her hand on top of the ball tonight. Everything going long for Jaden Pratt, and the Hawkettes get point number 1. Those are balls that we've seen her get down many times in the past, and usually with authority, and just can't quite get that timing down tonight.
That's definitely going to be something they're going to want to be working on and get her going here, because I don't think she had a kill there in the first game at all.
Hannah Bear, who's been very good serving, another great serve. They go on the outside to Schmidt. Bear digs it up. Wallace can go wherever she wants. Then off the block on the outside. Is that Carlson? It is. Or Parker Olsen.
Parker Olsen, yep.
A lot of these Norwegian-looking names over here on the south side of Ankeny. Bailey Carlson, Parker Olsen, Myra Carlson. And I happen to be half Norwegian myself. The blandest food in the world. That serve goes long.
Just barely.
There by Olsen. It looked like it was going to go a lot longer than what it did. The ball fell off the table at the very end and made it a lot closer call than what it looked to be. Now Delaney Winkle back to serve for the Jaguars. Bear to Otto, sends it way out to Olsen. You said a technical hitter. You nailed it. Gets on top of it. They go on the outside to Delaney Miller, who puts it down and ties this one up.
Some pretty good technique there as well.
Delaney Miller, one of those that will need to get things rolling here for the Jaguars.
She just moved into the front row, so they'll be able to feature her a little bit more in these 3 steps of the rotation.
Wallace, back set. Yep, 2 hits there. And you're looking for that rotation coming off the hands. Sometimes the officials can hear it.
Yeah.
We're not hearing it from up here. Dug up in the back row there by Bear. They go on the outside, and look out, Tanith Roush. They do get a hand on it. That's what you need on Roush. Down the outside to Schmidt. Gets a hand on that one over there. I believe it was Willie. Now they come on the outside to Roush once again. Winkle digs it up. Angus going to pass it out here to Miller. Miller into the bottom of the net. That angle for an outside hitter is very tough. If you don't get that pass to the front for an outside hitter and it's being passed from the back row, it's almost like trying to catch up to a fastball that's being pitched from behind you. It's really
right.
tough.
You're exactly right. It's one of the tougher hits for those outside hitters for sure.
Changes the arm speed a bunch. A nice serve there by Otto. Has the Jags scrambling. Free ball coming over Roush to Wallace. On the outside, Olsen. Cut shot. Nice dig by Beshin. Now Winkle going to send it over on the down ball. Otto, Wallace in the middle. They go. Dug up. As Carlson couldn't get it down. Can Schmidt get it down? No. Dug up again by Bear. Now they go on the outside to Roush. Why not? Tanith Roush hammers it through the opening.
Nice little play there, showcasing both of the liberos. Had great digs on both sides there. 2 of the best I've seen all season. Otto and the Jaguar libero, both solid contributors to their team.
Taylor Beshin, the senior libero for the Jaguars, is committed to the University of Dubuque, who's got an up-and-coming Division III program, and they're a big block over there on the side by Carlson. And it just feels like the Hawks are just one step ahead right now everywhere the Jaguars try to go. Otto back to serve. Winkle over here to Miller. Not good when your setter has to push it over. Bear, perfect pass to Wallace. Outside they go to Olsen. But Otto right there to cover. Going to go to Olsen once again. Beshin, what a pass. Angus tries to throw the Hawks out of system, can't quite do it. Jaguars go outside to Miller. Miller off the block and puts the kill down. You know, we've seen a couple early on in match number 2. We've seen a couple momentum type points, those long rallies, a couple good saves throughout them, some good hits, some good blocks. So far, the Hawks have got one and the Jags have got one. Pratt dug up again by Bear in the back row. What a set by Wallace. Swipe doesn't quite get down there by Carlson. Now Miller off the block. Wallace back set she goes. Wow! Wow! No time for a block. I mean, that just makes that clean as you can possibly be.
Well, typically you see the tempo to the outside. It's very rare that you see a tempo to the weak side. And so it's super powerful with that left hand be able to come in there and just smash that ball. It's just really unique play, especially at this level.
Jags going to go on the outside to Miller. Miller hits it around the block. Wallace pushes it on the outside. Cut shot there by Carlson. Jags going to go to Miller once again. Dug up. Nice dig in the back row by Bailey Carlson. Power tip coming over and finding the right spot there. And that is Myra Carlson. You see as they get older, that power tip, you see it used in college a lot. You can push that ball and find some of those back corners, and that's exactly what Carlson did there. Bailey Carlson back to serve. Winkle. Angus, they go in the middle. Sash tries the power tip, and she puts it back in that corner. So, you know, it's not the fun, highlight-filled volleyball that sometimes we can get used to, but just as effective.
Well, you just when the setter gets that middle into a good position with a good set, there's just so many options that they could take it. Sash has really just shown how many different places you could take it all night with at least their 6th kill for the night.
One of the few times that Wallace has had to go to the pass up, and it doesn't matter because they get it on the outside to Olsen, and she puts it down. Hawks doing a good job of keeping the Jags from going on any long rallies so far here in game number 2. Parker Olsen back to serve for the Hawkettes. Casper Bauer comes into the game for Delaney Winkle.
That is a different substitution than we've been seeing most of the time, correct?
Yeah, we haven't seen it a whole lot this year. It's been done, but certainly not incredibly unique. Timeout Centennial. We'll take one as well and be back right after this. It's the All Hawks in game number 2. They lead 9-5.
Used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
She's one of the ones. And we're back here as the PA announcers playing Remember Me. One of those nights that you can certainly create some memories. Everybody remembers when the Jags and the Hawks get together. We mentioned the pregame show. Over the last 10 years, these teams have played to a 6-6 record for each of them. And tonight trying to break that tie, and it's been all Hawkettes early on. They won game number 1 25-19 and lead this game number 2 9-5. Back serving right now is Parker Olsen. She's had a night for the Hawkettes. Olsen floats it over, dug up by Casper Bauer. Jags will be playing from the back row. They go to Miller. Miller, nice dig there by Otto. They go to Schrader, and Schrader hits it through the block. Boy, when Schrader can get that in rhythm and get her full approach in, look out. And it's 10-5 Hawkettes. Jaguars going to try to reload some things right now as Cam Leeser in for Reagan Angus. So a couple different substitution patterns going on tonight for the Jaguars that we really haven't seen a whole lot of this year. Kendra Casper-Bauer into the game, and now Cam Leeser into the game as well. A couple very good athletes for the Jaguars. Beshin and a Sash going to have to pass it up. Delaney Miller gets on top of it. Nice dig back there by Otto. And the dump. No, they say Wallace double hit that one, and that's an eagle eye to see that because that happened so quick.
It was open too. Had the dump there for that. It was going to be a point. So now Leeser will be setting in the set. Is that correct?
Yep. Leeser's a setter right now.
So she'll be setting out of the front row, so they'll be able to run some of their offense to the outside.
A serve by Delaney Miller as she tries to get the Jaguars back into this one. Miller, the sophomore outside hitter, bright future in front of her. Another nice serve. Pass coming through. Wallace keeps it in, and wow. Again, no time for the block to get out there, and you're hitting it over to that outside where you've got your setter trying to block. And Schrader just hammers that down. And it's 11-7. Myra Carlson back to serve for the Hawkettes. Butters. Leeser decides to go and didn't have much of an option on the long pass, and Leeser has it blocked right back in. I believe Willie was the one that pushed that one right back over. It's either Willie or Schrader.
Yeah, it's
pushed it right back over. We're kind of blocked by the up ref in our view here.
It's a tough ball. The setter's got to make a decision on whether they're going to take that over or try to set that. It's always a tough decision to make right there in that moment.
They go on the outside, and Casper Bauer blocked out there, goes after it again. Pass comes up. Nice save there. Oh, I thought Willie actually had put it in. Quick reflections by Ava Willie, but it does go out of bounds. Another point to the Jaguars. And now Taylor Beschen back to serve. It's 12-8 Hawkettes. Out on the court for the Hawkettes in the back row right now is Otto Olson and Bailey Carlson, who gets the dig there. Wallace covers a lot of ground and goes to Schrader. And again,
holy cow.
Just how do you stop that? I mean, she hits it straight down from the outside, not down at the block, like around the block, down this way.
Well, and Wallace, completely out of system ball, ran that one down and just put up a dime up there for Schrader, and Schrader just destroyed it.
Butters passes it forward to Casper Bauer. Casper Bauer goes off the tip.
Touch.
And a point to the Jaguars. Not a lot of people agreeing with that call there, but the point does go to the Jags. The up ref went along with it.
Yep. Now we got Reagan Angus back into the game. I know a coach sometimes will, when they're running that 5-1 and things aren't just going perfectly, they'll get that setter out, just give them a chance to regroup and get their thoughts back and get them back in there. And it's paid off right there. We got a good block.
Wallace goes in the middle to Willie, and that's blocked back over, and it does land in bounds. Actually out of bounds, but off the tip. And the point to the Jaguars. It's 13-10. Angus back to serve once again. Angus' serve goes to Schrader. Schrader going to be passed up by Otto. Going to go on the outside. And that hit long. Timing off a little bit when that first pass goes to your libero. I mean, I know that's the design, not on purpose, but that's your secondary option.
And really probably for a non-lefty hitter on the outside, that probably was a perfect set. So sometimes got to make that adjustment with those lefties on that outside to get it out to that far hand so they can actually swing on that.
Going to go to Schrader once again, and she hits it long. And it's those passes that were so crisp for the Hawkettes early on, not there right now, as they've had to have Otto in that back row be sending a lot of those passes up and not able to get them down right now. Reagan Angus serving for the Jaguars. Wallace, they get it to her now. She's going to go out to Schrader, and Schrader just reads that block so well. I mean, she pushes it straight down, so Beschen thinks she's covering it, and Schrader gets it down in front of her.
Just an effortless cut shot. I mean, it's strong.
It really is
too.
effortless is the best way to describe
and just really strong.
Hannah Baer back to serve for the Hawkettes. Floats that one over. Casper Bauer goes to Angus, pushes on the outside, and Jada Schmidt puts it down. She goes around the block and puts it down the line. Good read by Schmidt.
Beautiful shot by Jada Schmidt.
Kendra Casper Bauer into the game for the Jaguars. And that could be an ace. No, keeping it in is Roush, but a free ball coming over. Jag's going to try to use it. Casper Bauer goes to Angus on the outside to Schmidt. Good dig in the back row by Wallace. Now Otto going to pass it up. Roush gets on top of it. Beschen digs it up. They go quick in the middle. And Jaden Pratt puts it down. And for a game that looked like the Hawkettes were running away with it, the Jaguars have scratched and clawed their way back to a tie ball game.
I was just thinking in my head as that point was going, they need to get Pratt a ball here and get her involved. And right when I thought it to myself, they went right into her.
Pass up by Otto. Wallace going to go on the outside to Roush. Overpass lookout on the block. Joust won by the Hawkettes. Jaguars get the ball back, though. Miller pushes it through the block of Tanith Roush, and the Jaguars have taken the 1-point lead. You just sense a little bit more movement, rotation, quick passes on the part of the Jaguars right now. We'll take a break as the Hawkettes want a timeout and talk things over. The Jags on a big run. Back after this.
All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Came in and did anything.
And we're back here. Austin Oliver and I having a conversation here during the break, and it's interesting. We talked early on about the passing for Ankeny was so crisp early, and now they've got their setter, Jessa Wallace, running all over the place, and the Jaguars taking advantage of it. But not only that, Austin, you mentioned something that you picked up on. The Jaguars made a different substitution that they don't usually make, and so far it's paid off for them.
Yeah, they took that setter out just for about 2.5 rotations. Just give her a chance to get out to the side, watch the match a little bit, and reset, and it's really paid off for them for sure.
Tip coming over, but it's Angus that gets it. Now Beshing going to pass it on the outside to Miller. Miller, nice pass there by Otto. Wallace going to push it out here to Roush. Roush on the power tip goes long. You know, I haven't noticed the Jaguars get a whole lot of blocks in, but you've really seen the Hawkettes push a lot of stuff long here in this latter stages of game two. Nice serve there by Casper Bauer. Wallace pushes it on the outside, and Olsen gets it blocked down. Oh, but not blocked down. It was into the net. Excuse me. And now momentum is completely flipped, and it's all on the north side.
All Jags.
17-14 Jaguars in the lead. Casper Bauer on a nice long serve run. Otto, she's been so strong in the back row. They go to Olsen on the tip. Angus, though. Beshing going to go on the right side to Jada Schmidt. And it's crazy. All the momentum that the Hawkettes had through game number one in the first half of game number two, completely gone right now. And they are just out of a timeout. They had it already. Casper Bauer, the senior substitute, has come in and pushes that one long. She was on a long run.
That's a killer, though. It's a momentum killer there for sure.
Now Otto going to try to get the Hawkettes back into this one serving.
It's the beauty of the rally scoring now. Just a couple points here. We could be tied back up again.
Beshing, oh, nice pass. She goes to Angus in the middle. That's what you were talking about with Jaden Pratt earlier, waiting to get her back into the offense. When
get a shot like that, then those blockers have no idea where to go. It's going to open up the outsides and just get some things going for them.
And it started with a great pass from Taylor Beshing. Otto sends it out here. Look out, Roush. They get a block on it. Angus going to push on the outside to Delaney Miller. Miller off the block. And I think that was Roush that got a hand on it again. We're blocked. Just this angle, any of those blocks on the right side for the Hawkettes, tough for us to see, but I believe it was Roush that stuffed that one back down. And now back to serve for the Hawkettes is Bailey Carlson. Fun start to this one here tonight. The Hawkettes lead 1-0. Carlson serve. Miller goes to Angus. Going to go back to the right side. And Schmidt has been really, really good here in game number two. The senior, a JV player her entire career, and gets the call up towards the beginning of the season to varsity. And Jada Schmidt has made the most of it. 20-16 Jaguars in the lead with Maya Leigh Butters. The freshman serving. Otto, nice pass to Wallace. Goes on the outside, and Parker Olsen. Boy, in rhythm. Olsen never has to slow down a beat. And that's when Wallace is at her best.
Yeah, Wallace and her have been playing for club together for a lot of years, so it's a connection that's been there for a long time.
Parker Olsen trying to get the Hawkettes back into it. Casper Bauer, nice pass. Slide, they go to Sash. Sash off the block, dug up there by Carlson. On the outside, they go to Schrader. Blocked out of there. And hustle play by the Hawkettes. Can't quite get over. And it all started with Reagan Angus's block of Ao and Schrader. That's a block you're going to feel in those hands for a long time. Delaney Miller back to serve for the Jaguars. Boy, what a momentum-shifting game number two. Miller, ace serve. Off the tip.
Timeout.
And a timeout for the Hawkettes. We'll take a break. Be back right after this. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network.
75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
And we're back here on the south side of Ankeny here tonight, down on Magazine and Cherry here in Ankeny. For those of you familiar with the town, down in kind of the old industrial area here in Ankeny. Very close to the new district here in town, the new Prairie Trail. Awesome area to hang out in after games here in Ankeny. The Jaguars, after being behind by 5 early on here in game number 2, are now ahead by 5. Nice serve there by Delaney Miller. Pass goes out, and Schrader looks effortless. I'm not even sure she got over top of that ball. It's more of a sideways swipe and just powerful getting it down. Ava Willie back into the lineup, and Willie's been a defensive force for the Hawkettes. Carlson back to serve. Myra Carlson, that is, for the Hawkettes. They go to Miller. Angus keeps it alive. Nice pass there by Bailey Carlson. Then off the block, keeping it alive. Man, Jessa
one-handed set.
Just keeps it up there. Jaguars keeping it alive. Casper Bauer, they're saying the Hawkettes were in the net. Everybody's screaming. Casper Bauer, though, goes to Angus. Angus in the back row to Miller. Miller. Wallace, they go to the outside. Schrader off the block and down. And you may have seen the Jaguar staff lose it on that if the Jags wouldn't have got the point.
But a key point to that was we just got done having Schrader get blocked on the outside 2 plays ago, so she's definitely taking that into consideration and cut it a little bit too sharp this time, trying to get it around that block.
Beshin serve, passed up to Wallace. She pushes it all the way out to Schrader once again, off the block, dug up. Beshin and Angus run into each other, and then Casper Bauer kind of out of rhythm sends it long, and now Jessa Wallace going to go back to try to get the Hawkettes back in this one, trailing 23-19. And the hammer, Tanith Routh, back in the front row. Tanith Roush. I said her name wrong.
They're going to make a move. This is the rotation they want to make it in, though. They'll have Roush and Schrader up in the front row. 3 hitters in the front row. Jessa coming out of the back.
Wallace to Miller to Angus. They go in the middle to, it wasn't pretty, but somehow Pratt, gets it down.
Perfect pass. Was able to run an offense.
And now Reagan Angus back to serve, and now the Jaguars in a good spot in their rotation with Angus in the back row trying to take game number 2. Angus is served, Schrader to Wallace. They go on the outside. Tanith Roush again. And when it's going to her, and you can just tell the block is a little bit late getting there, and it's game over at that point.
Yeah. Took that one down the line this time, just showing some real diversity in her shot selection as well.
Back to serve for the Hawkettes is Hannah Bear with game point for game number 2 on the line. Casper Bauer goes up. They're going to send it over to Schmidt. Schmidt off the block. And Angus pushes it to the back row. Bear right there for it. Wallace goes to the outside. They go to Olson, and off the block, Parker Olson with a kill.
She had a great night tonight. She's been really strong on the outside.
Game point number 2.
As a defense, it's hard to just react because you got Schrader coming into the back row and getting out of there, and then you bring Parker Olson in here. He's had a great night as well. Just a good 1-2 punch for the Hawks.
Miller, they're going to go in the middle to Jaden Pratt, who ends game number 2.
And she ended that game. Ended that game with an exclamation point.
Boy, tied up at 1 game apiece. We're going to need a second to catch our breath. We'll be back. Stick with us. We'll be back right after this on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
1,300 vehicles on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WauKeeChevy.com.
We are We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that "oh rats" moment for your students.
Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Why do businesses succeed? The Better Business Bureau sees the traits of successful businesses every day. It's not easy, but it is simple. The BBB fosters trust between Iowa businesses and consumers.
Visit bbb.org.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
And we're back. Andy Pollock, Austin Oliver. See if we got enough voice to last this one tonight. As sure looked like the Hawkettes were in control after game number 1, up to about point number 12 or so in game number 2. And then the Jaguars came back with a vengeance behind the serving of Reagan Angus, Delaney Miller, Kendrick Kasperbauer went on a little bit of a run. But Austin, you said it time and time again, it all starts with a pass.
Yep. Yeah, it's went back and forth the whole game there, and Jags are in like a party-like atmosphere right now for the Jags. Their mentality has completely changed from game 1 for sure.
It almost looks like the Hawkettes, as that game went on, looked a little shell-shocked because they really did cruise through game number 1 and looked to be well on their way in game number 2. And Jags go on a little bit of a rally, and they were able to win those what I call momentum points, you know, the longer rallies that go on. And the Hawkettes took one of them early on, but it felt like through match number 2 or set number 2, the Jaguars were able to take the rest of them.
Yeah, I'm the Jags setter here. I'm going to Pratt right away and just keep this party going for them. Get that momentum going right away in this game. Keep her involved in this game because she's just a really momentum-shifting kind of a player out there when she goes up there and just puts those balls away so hard.
So Kendra Kasperbauer, who subbed in at the end of game number 1 and then came in and really sparked a rally with her passing in game number 2, gets the start now in game number 3. She'll play in the back row and see if she stays in the rotation when she gets to the outside. Hawkettes will be out there with Wallace, Otto, Roush, Willie, Schrader, and Olsen in the back row. Jaguars going to go to Schmidt right away. She goes right at Wallace, so she can't set. And then the power tip there by Roush. Jags go after it. Back out they go to Kasperbauer, a little roll shot. Nice job by Olsen, but a free ball coming over. They go to the corner. Angus pushes it out there to Schmidt off the block and down. Jada Schmidt, one of those as well, that really came alive in game number 2.
Yeah, great job just hitting through that block, being strong and putting it in the place where it's the weakest point in between it.
Kendra Kasperbauer. The serve. Wallace pushes it in the middle to Roush, and Roush just elevates, and they didn't react like it was a block. I sure thought that it was blocked in there, but I'm not sure Roush might have hit it into the net.
I think it was a block. You got a little bit of it at least.
Didn't get that normal reaction that you get of knocking one of your teammates to the ground.
You're probably right. You are probably right.
Nice pass there by Olsen in the back row. She pushes out to Schrader. Schrader was able to get the double pump. Hammers it down. And now Hannah Bear back to serve for the Hawkettes. Nice serve there. Kasperbauer right there. They go in the middle. And that is going to go out of bounds. Another hammer hit there for Jaden Pratt. She had 4 Jags kills in set number 2 to lead the Jaguars. So interesting, the Jaguars Set number 1 led by a middle. Set number 2 led by another middle in their kills. And now Pratt back to serve, leading 3-1. Otto. Wallace had to take a step, and then Willie goes on the power tip, pushes it long. Again, there's something they like that they're seeing the corners and just not able to get them to land in right now because you've seen them go to that tip a lot.
Yeah.
Pratt back to serve once again. Otto goes to Wallace, pushes it outside to Olsen. Olsen off the block. Casper Bauer right there. They go to off the block, and it is out of bounds. Point to the Jaguars. I didn't know for sure which part when it hit the net. Very good job by the line judge to see when that ball exactly hit the antenna, and it was off the block, so the Jaguars will get the point. Pratt still serving. Off to a big run to start game number 3. Otto again goes to Wallace. They go on the backside to Roush, gets over the block. Tanith Roush again. We talk about just how much she can elevate. And she's got some margin for error for if you don't quite set her perfectly because of that ability to just go straight up if she wants to.
And really, Casper Bauer was in the correct position, just didn't get that platform moved around enough to get that ball up. Was in great position, though.
Jag's going to go way cross-court pass. Otto there to dig it up. Now they go on the outside to Roush once again. Off the block, Beschen. What a pass by Taylor Beschen. Goes over to Schmidt, who goes after the setter Wallace. Now Otto sets it up to Roush. Power tip. There, they got it to land in. They've been working on that for quite a while. And back to serve is Otto. Sydney Otto, the senior libero. Miller. Angus going to go on the outside to Miller once again, who hits it into the net. Again, that serve that's coming for that pass set that's coming from behind you. Just really tough for Delaney Miller to time out. And we've seen some of these big runs for each team so far tonight. And now the Hawks in the midst of one. Otto, serve, Miller. Angus going to set it way outside to Schmidt, who gets on top of it. And Jada Schmidt puts it down.
Yeah, Schmidt's just got a high reach. So when she gets that right set and can get on top of that ball, she's almost unstoppable, going over the top of that block right down the line that time. Great look for her.
And we haven't talked about her a lot this year, about going over the block, and that's what she's done tonight. What a set by Wallace. The set, the tempo that she's able to get that with to Myra Carlson, who puts it down. I mean, Wallace is like at the level of the ball and just pushes it straight across at the net level. Everything in rhythm there for the Hawkettes, and it's 6-5 Jaguars. Carlson serve, dug up by Butters. They go on the slide to Sash. Otto, great pass by Otto.
Got that out of there.
Jaguars going to go on the outside to Delaney Miller, and Otto again. Outside they go to Olsen, who puts it down.
What a point. Otto had two just beautiful digs.
All led by the senior Sydney Otto. Right there wherever the ball's going down, and a lot of that starts with just reading the hit from the very beginning, knowing where your blockers are.
Jags had great hits on both of those. I mean, those are both power shots. Just hit it at somebody.
Float serve over. Casper Bauer goes to Angus. Outside they go to Miller. Miller, nice dig in the back row again by Bailey Carlson this time. Comes over on the free ball. Miller steps in. On the slide they go to Sash, who cuts it, and that goes wide for Anna Sash. Not sure she's missed one of those yet tonight. Coach Reinhardt looks at everybody, tells them to settle down a little bit. I love the tempo both these teams playing with offensively. It's really picked up tonight.
First lead for the Hawks in this game, I believe. Maybe at 1-0.
Delaney Miller can't quite get her approach, can't get the air behind it, and she hits it long, and now the Hawkettes in the lead 8-6. Saw this in game number 2 as well. Bailey Carlson on a serve rally for the Hawkettes, and Casper Bauer can't get it. Had a lot of Jags there. Just not much communication in the back row, and now a timeout for the Jaguars. And really, it's starting with a serving of Bailey Carlson right now, as she's been able to just keep the Jaguars completely off balance.
Well, I think those momentum plays you were talking about definitely have been happening. So the Hawks had that one for sure with the 2 digs by Otto.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. 9-6 Hawkettes.
We are
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively,
relentlessly.
At your service.
And we're back here in game number 3. Hawkettes, Jaguars tied at 1 apiece. All Hawkettes, in game number 1. And then game number 2, it looked like it was going to go completely the Hawkettes' way. Jaguars came roaring back and won 25-21. And now we sit here in game number 3. And once again, early on, it's the Hawkettes. They've been very good early on in these matches. Bailey Carlson served to Casper Bauer. Angus passes it over here to Miller. Miller gets on top of it. Another nice dig by Otto. They go the quick set in the middle. Jaguars, 2 hits going to be called as Miller got the block and then tried to pass it up once again. Jaguars going to make a little bit of a substitution. Hannah Kurth going to come in to play the right side right now for Reagan Angus. And then Cam Leeser is going to come in and set from the back row, for Butters.
So
no, she's in the front row.
Yeah, the substitution in game 2 is the momentum changer for him. Let's see what happens in game 3 here.
Casper Bauer, nice pass to Leeser. They go on the outside to Kurth. Hannah Kurth dug up once again by Otto. And she goes to Olsen, blocked there by Sash. Wallace pushes it. Now things out of system a little bit. Casper Bauer going to go to Leeser. They go to Kurth again. Wallace going to push it on the outside to Olsen, dug up by Beshin. Leeser goes back to Kurth. Kurth puts it down. Hannah Kurth. We've seen Hannah Kurth play very little volleyball this year, but every time she's in there, that ball's gone down.
I think she got the kill very at the end of the game against just last one we did. Johnston, yeah. Came in late in the game and had a kill right at the very end of the game.
Delaney Miller back to serve now for the Jaguars off the net. Who's there but Otto? Wallace goes on the outside to Carlson, who puts it down. Myra Carlson off the slide. Probably the most we've seen that set utilized between both teams on the court tonight with the Hawks and the Jaguars.
Just shows you how advanced of offenses that they are running. You don't have a ton of offenses here at this level or running slides, but they use it quite a bit here on both teams.
Parker Olsen to Leeser. Casper Bauer on the tip over. Nice job back there by Bailey Carlson. Then Schrader gets over the block once again. Hung up in the air forever. The Jaguar block was already on the ground when Schrader hit it.
No approach. She just standing jump and just put that one away.
Parker Olsen back to serve once again. Olsen, Beshin, Leeser pushes outside to Kurth. Kurth cut up, and Otto is everywhere on the floor tonight. Eowyn Schrader. Jags going to go on the back row to Miller, who puts it down. Saw the Jaguars try to use that a lot early on. They hadn't so much lately. We really haven't seen the Hawkettes use that back row attack a whole lot, and that's really one of the first time the Jaguars have connected.
And Miller really needed that just a little burst of confidence there to get going again, as she's going to be moving in the front row here in a second.
Olsen just a perfect pass up, and then Schrader off the tip, blocked down by Hannah Kurth. Hannah Kurth says no soup for you.
Hopefully that can come back to bite her a little bit. Schrader's out there, can pound some balls.
Beshin back to serve for the Jaguars. Goes right at Otto. I'm not sure she's the one you want to serve to. On the slide, Carlson the power tip. Leeser goes to the back row once again to Miller, who hits it into the net. And Ava Willie back into the game right now. And if you're Sydney Otto right now for the Hawkettes, you want to get back on that floor as fast as possible. She has been absolutely everywhere tonight.
It's the third or fourth game I've seen her play, and just rock solid libero.
Miller passes to Leeser, back set to Kurth, who puts it down again off the tip. And now Reagan Angus coming in for Hannah Kurth to serve. Little spark for the senior off the bench. The Jaguars have gone way deeper into their bench tonight than we've seen really at any point this year, Austin.
Yeah, really surprising given the competition, but it's been working. Coach is pushing all the right buttons right now.
Reagan Angus on the serve. Olsen passes it up to Wallace. That's perfect. Oh, Beschen in the right spot. Can't get it, though. Eowyn Schrader, when she gets on top of it, it's really tough. It's almost like it's accidental if you get a good pass off one of her hits. Wallace back to serve for the Hawkettes. Beschen goes to Angus, and they go to Pratt. And they go. Wow. Tanith Rausch again, just playing above the ball. They talk about above the net in basketball. Tanith Rausch above the net in volleyball. Jessa Wallace back to serve. We haven't seen a whole lot of missed serves tonight, Austin. I mean, both these teams very good at serving, but really in a game like this, you'd almost expect some more missed serves. That's one of the few we've seen tonight.
And aggressive servers, too. I mean, it's not not for lack of trying.
Casper Bauer said
Rotation?
they said the Jags get a point because early movement there by the Hawkettes. Coach Danny Cahoot Lynch wants to get an explanation. And an easy point there for the Jags. They want to get Wallace back to the back row, I guess, since she wasn't back far enough. Ooh, she was close to moving early once again. Wallace sets it on the outside to Rausch, on top of it, but Casper Bauer there for the dig. Angus sets it out here to Miller. Miller thought she might have been in the net, no call. Wallace, right in the middle they go. Oh, nice dig there by Beschen. Angus pushing it over. Wallace right at her counterpart, Wallace. They go to Rausch. Rausch off the head of Kendra Casper Bauer. No block there, and Casper Bauer just in self-preservation mode.
It was probably out, but she just didn't have any time to move because the ball came at her so hard.
Fast,
yeah,
so
I think it definitely would have been an out hit, but just such a quick hit and couldn't get out of the way. Hoping for a matrix-type move on that, let that ball go by and go out of bounds, but just couldn't get it done.
Beschen, and into the net is Schmidt. Saw that happen as the set just got her a little bit tight.
Yeah, it could have been any number of things, almost a carry on that ball as well.
And now the Hawkettes in control here in game number 3. That's Bear serving. Angus is going to set it outside to Schmidt. Schmidt puts it down, right down the line. Haven't seen the Jaguars use the line a lot tonight. They've tried to go cross-court. We've seen the Hawkettes use the line quite a bit. Haven't seen the Jaguars do it. Pratt back to serve for the Jags. Otto passes it up, just a perfect pass to Jessa Wallace. They go to Rausch, like clockwork. Tanith Rausch with a kill. And it's 18-13.
The block was there, though, so we'll look at that. Have to keep an eye on that because that block did get out there. Sash did get a good seal on it. Just went off the block.
Otto.
Great serve.
Casper Bauer. Outside they go, and nice dig in the back row there by Bear. Otto passes it all the way over here to Rausch, and she hits it long. Very close. That ball had some topspin on it again.
Yeah, it was definitely out.
Yeah, the far down line judge had said it was in, but yeah, they said it was long over here.
I think the up ref called it out as well. Overruled it.
Cam Leeser back to serve for the Jaguars. Wallace, nice job by Wallace to keep that in. That is a high-quality play by Jessa Wallace. It started the overpass, and she just one hand flips it right back to the absolutely perfect spot for Myra Carlson.
It's pretty hard to do that one-handed set and not get called for a carry, but strong fingers and just getting that at the right contact point got the set to the right place.
Leeser goes outside to Miller. Nice dig again by Otto, and Wallace right there. Wallace has been the difference maker with her play here in game number 3 between her and Sydney Otto. The pass, the set, and now anybody can kill it right now for the Hawkettes. Another break. It's all Hawkettes in game 3.
Used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
And we're back here in game number 3 with it tied 1-1, but in game number 3, it's really from the beginning, it's been all Hawkettes. And Austin, we talk time and time again, it almost gets repetitive, but that pass, it all starts with a pass. And Ankeny Hawkette libero, Siniato, has been absolutely on fire here in game number 3.
Yeah, she's really kind of been a difference maker. Jags have had some great shots, and just she's been in the right place at the right time and kept it in play, and really off of those digs and put it right back in the system for the Hawkettes.
Back to serve there is Carlson. Passed up by Casper Bauer. Leeser pushes it out to Miller. Another dig there, right there for it. You know, Carlson is reading it perfect. And the Jags going to try to get back into this one behind the serving of Delaney Miller. It's 2015 Hawkettes. Boy, might have jinxed it earlier when we said we haven't had much for missed serves, because both teams have a couple very dependable servers, and Wallace and Miller have each missed a serve here in game number 3. And now it's Parker Olson back to serve for the Hawkettes. Beshin right there for it. Leeser pushes it out to Casper Bauer, blocked over there. Can't see who is playing over here on the outside. Kurth gets blocked there by, I believe that's Myra Carlson. It is.
Wallace on that first block as well.
Yeah, anything that happens in this corner, I've got the down ref right in front of me. Or the up ref, excuse me. And back to serve Parker Olson once again, trying to close this one out for the Hawkettes. Olson serve. Good aggressive serve. Miller, though, good pass to Leeser. They go in the middle. Sash puts it down. There's some good rhythm there for the Jaguars.
Yep, great set. Got Pratt coming back into the front row. Let's need to get her the ball a couple more times to get this momentum back with the Jags.
Taylor Beshin serving, dug up there by Olson. They go to Schrader, and whoa, wow. Somehow Beshin dug that up. Now Otto passes it back out to Schrader once again off the block. They're going to go on the outside to Kurth. Kurth off the block. Otto right there. Wallace pushes it to the back row. Leeser comes on the outside to Casper Bauer, and they said she hit it off the antenna.
Was it off the block, or was it?
I don't believe so. I think they said it was off the hit of Casper Bauer, I believe.
Okay.
And Myra Carlson back to serve for the Hawkettes. 2 points away from taking a big 2-1 lead in this one. Miller with the dig. They go on the outside to Kurth. Kurth blocked over there by Schrader and Willie teaming up.
Solid block.
Right together. I know in the game of football I talk about hip to hip, but right there it is shoulder to shoulder, hand to hand, nothing getting through that. And now Carlson going to try to end it here for the Hawkettes in game 2. Leeser does a good job keeping it in. The tip goes down.
That was close. Almost had a pancake there. It was really close. At the very least, it was a quick whistle. I think they should have at least taken a look at that. But
I saw both line judges both pointing down right away.
Okay.
So
it was very definitive. It was close, though. She almost got her hand underneath that ball.
Reagan Angus back to serve for the Jaguars. Otto passes over to Schrader from the back row, and she puts it down. So much power, hits it right through the net. And the Hawkettes take game number 2, 25-17. And more importantly, a 2-1 lead here in this best-of-5 series here tonight. We'll be back with game number 4 right after this. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network.
75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
And as we get set to start game number 4, Andy Pollock and Austin Oliver here tonight from the Ankeny Hawkettes Gymnasium on the south side of Ankeny. Thanks everyone for joining us here on Central Iowa Sports Network. It is the number 5 Centennial Jaguars here taking on the number 2 Ankeny Hawkettes, and the Hawkettes have opened up a 2-1 lead. And Austin, we talked during the break, things getting a little outside focus really for both teams as this match has gone on.
Yeah, it's I think when Jags were really rolling is when they were involving their middle hitters, whether it be Sash or Pratt. That seemed to be when things were working the best for them. So I'll look for them to start getting those guys involved here in the 4th game to try to make a momentum change in this one and get this 4th game and send it into 5.
And Sydney Otto has been outstanding as the libero for the Ankeny Hawkettes. She's been really good. As we get things set to go here in game number 4. Out there for the Hawkettes right now, Willie, Roush, Schrader, Olson, Wallace, and Otto. And out there for the Jaguars is Schmidt, Kasperbauer, Pratt, Beshen, Miller, and Reagan Angus will be serving. It's a best of 5 here tonight, and Angus gets an ace on her first serve. A little miscommunication there between Schrader and Parker Olson.
Yeah, taking nothing away from Beshen. She's had a great night as well. So both liberos are just top-notch. It can really be impact players for both of these teams.
Another good serve there by Angus. Otto passes up to Roush. Nice job in the back row there by Miller. They go on the outside to Kasperbauer, who gets it down. Dropped over there on the sideline by Coach Reinhardt for the Jaguars as she tried to catch it without losing her papers. And it's 2-0 Jaguars here in game number 4. Angus again back to serve. There's Otto with a nice pass. Wallace goes over here on the right side to Schrader. Great dig by Angus, showing she can do it all. And then Schmidt dug up back there by Olson. Wallace, power tip there by Roush. Jags going to go in the back row to Miller, who sends it just a little bit wide. Another one of those situations where the ref on the far side set in, but the ref over here said it was wide. And Coach Reinhardt wants to get some clarification from that.
Yeah,
We've seen it happen twice now, one
yeah.
for the benefit of both teams.
I don't know how you take that call away from that line judge right there, though. He's right on that line.
Back to serve is Hannah Bear for the Hawkettes, trailing 2-1. Pass slides out there to Casper Bauer. Jags, they were trying to pass it over to the setter Wallace, and they go in the middle to Roush.
Wow.
Who is, again, playing this game on the roof, basically, and getting dropped down to hit that ball. It's almost what it looks like.
So they're running a unique play on that first serve receive as they're running Roush into the middle, hitting that high two. Just gives a different look for those blockers. They're not used to it. But she was able to put that ball away just unconventionally from what they've been doing the rest of the night.
And it takes a perfect pass to do that. Then Casper Bauer gets the kill for the Jaguars, but you can't run that play without an absolutely perfect pass to the middle.
And they've tried running it a couple times tonight and haven't gotten the pass, so it's Hawks have been excited to be able to see that one finally hook up together.
Casper Bauer back to serve for the Jaguars. Pass there by Bear. Roush ends up having to jump in and get it. Free ball coming over from Otto. Casper Bauer goes to Angus. Outside they go, and into the net was Jaden Pratt. The follow through of her hand hit the net, and you can't do that. They'll let the ponytail hit it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Otto serving. Delaney Winkle back in the game on the outside. They go to Schmidt, who hits it through the block and down.
Yeah, they'll need to get her going again. She had a great game 3, even with the loss. She had a great game there. Was really the only one of the high points for the Jags in that game 3.
Now Jaden Pratt back to serve. Oh, what a pass there by, right from the beginning. Hannah Bear started that from the beginning. That's a tough serve, and Hannah Bear put that pass right on the money. It ties it up at 4 after the kill from Roush. Bailey Carlson now serving for the Hawkettes.
Nice serve.
Winkle can't get a beat on it.
That's a nice serve. She's doing that middle of the court, and then she's going to the outside. So it's a weird angle for this gal to have to take that ball. Just a unique serve. And she's probably going to go right back to it.
The Hawkettes take the lead here in game 2. Winkle, good pass there to Angus. They go in the middle to Sash. Nice dig again by Otto. Passed up. They're going to have to send it over from the back row by Carlson. Jags go in the middle again. Things stay there. Somehow this is staying alive, and can't quite get it back over. A lot of touches there. And it ends up falling harmlessly to the ground on the Jaguars side, and another point for the Hawkettes.
I think it was Jessa Wallace with that little joust up at the top there to get that back over on the Jag side pretty quickly.
And that serve by Carlson's a little bit wide. I think the point got added to the wrong side there. I believe it's 6, wasn't it 6-4 beforehand? Maybe not. I thought it was 6-4 beforehand. Maybe I'm off one. Says the Jaguars should have 5 right now. Otto. Olsen there, the kill.
So we think the score should be 7-5?
I believe so, but well, no one seems to be bothered by it. Now they're coming together. Coach Reinhardt wants an explanation. Yep. I think the score was actually added to the wrong side even. Yeah, it should be 7-5 right now. They gave a point to the home team on a serve out of bounds. I think they looked at it as if it was an ace, and now they put it the wrong direction again. That's all right. They'll get it figured out. That's why they have a score sheet at the table. There we go. 7-5 is the score.
We got our crack staff on it tonight for CISN here. We're able to alert us to the mistake. And
my score sheet is very rarely wrong. Yeah. Nice serve there, though. Beshin gets it up. Angus on the power tip and puts it down. Great effort in the back row there by Parker Olsen. Can't quite get to it, but great awareness by Reagan Angus. 7-6 Jaguars. That 1 point may come back to be very important. They've got it correct now, though. And Delaney Winkle serving for the Jaguars. Olsen passes it up. Wallace going to push it on the outside is Schroeder on the down ball. They come back out to Casper Bauer off the block.
got the block and just didn't know where the ball went, and hit her in the back as she moved away from the net trying to look for it there.
Both these teams playing very fired up, and I'm losing steam here as we cross the 9 o'clock hour here tonight. Wallace pushes it back over here to Carlson, and she finds the opening. Looked like they were starting a slide, but the pass just didn't quite get Wallace to the right spot.
Delicate little touch would put it right into the middle where nobody was at. Little campfire situation.
8-7. Hawkettes in the lead. This is Carlson serving. She goes with that cross-court look. And Angus goes up. Big benefit again of the 5-1. Angus puts that one down from her setter spot. You want to explain a little bit what I mean about that, Austin?
Well, we're typically there's two different kind of offenses they can run. A 6-2 where they run a setter out of the back row, so there's not going to be any dinks or dumps by the setter. But when we run a 5-1, the setter's in the front position for the 3 rotations and has an opportunity to actually hit balls above the net. And she's just utilizing that opportunity there for a kill.
Miscommunication there by the Jaguars is completely out of system, as they had Pratt setting not on purpose. And the Hawkettes take the lead back at 9-8. Wallace back to serve. Winkle, nice pass. They go in the middle to Pratt. Power tip, good pass in the back row by Olsen. Otto going to go up to Roush, who gets on top of it, but Winkle's there to dig it up. Now they're going to go on the slide to Pratt. And they say the Hawkettes were in the net, and the point goes to the Jaguars. They're going to say Schrader was in the net. That ties it up at 9. Again, we're best of 5 here tonight, and it's the Hawkettes leading 2-1. Reagan Angus back to serve. Schrader with a good pass. They go in the middle, and Willie puts it down. The 6'2 Willie in rhythm.
Yeah, this is really going to be about whoever can get the momentum in the mid-game here and get a lead here is going to be the important thing about who's going to be able to win this 4th game. So I look in this next 3 or 4 points to really see who can get some momentum going, and that's not going to help the Hawks.
No, Hannah Bear was trying, and she's been very successful with that serve tonight of just barely getting over the net. Not quite able to do it there, and the point goes to the Jaguars. And Kendra Kasperbauer, again, off the bench tonight, has been a spark, especially in the back row, serving right now with a score 10-10. They get the pass up from Otto in the back row. Roush goes to attack it. And, boy, when you can do that, the way Tanith Roush just did, that's a high-level college type of play right there. It's going away from it. Her momentum's taking her away from the net, and she gets on top of the ball to put it down.
Tendency on this level is just taking that ball way long or hitting the net on those, one of the two, and she was able to just finesse it back into the court with still some power on it.
Jags going to go on the outside to Jada Schmidt, who hits it wide as she tries to go line again. And this is the first time either team has got any separation here in this game number 4, 12-10.
And heck, it's just 2 points.
I know. Otto, Beshin. They go in the middle, and that ball is in. Couple fun offensive players here tonight as you watch Roush and Schrader and Olsen for the Hawkettes. And then you've seen a player like a dynamic player like Pratt, Delaney Miller tonight for the Jaguars. Pratt serve, sends Wallace to the back row, but look at her power to set that through. Carlson can't quite get it over. Now they're going to go on the outside to Olsen, and Olsen powers it through the block to get the point. Into the game for the Hawkettes is Bailey Carlson.
Just 2 gorgeous examples back-to-back of sets by Jessa Wallace. Just a tempo ball off the net, still got her to her middle for a strong hit, and was able to take it directly to the outside and got a kill.
Jags going to go in the middle to Anna Sash again, who puts it down.
Sash with the kill.
Maya Lee Butters comes in to serve. Neither team able to go on very much of a run here at all in this game number 4. If we happen to get to game number 5, it'll be the best of 15. Butters serve, perfect pass from Otto, pushes it outside to Olsen, who gets on top of it. Oh, what a play by Taylor Beshin. Kasperbauer sends it over on the free ball. Now the Hawkettes in rhythm, the dump there. Wow! Beshin keeps it alive. Angus sends it over. Here come the Hawkettes, the slide to Carlson, who puts it down. What a point.
Great point by the Jaguars on defense, but it's just really incumbent on the Hawks that when they get that ball over on that free ball to just go with something with tempo, get right back into them, because they're still moving around to get back into position from the defensive play from before.
There's Beshin on the pass to Angus. They're going to go to Sash again, and she's rejected by Schrader, I believe. Carlson there as well. And now the Hawkettes bringing in a little bit of separation here in this game number 4.
The serve receive is going to be very important for the Jags.
This is Parker Olson back to serve right now for the Hawkettes. Oh, barely trickles over the net. Great effort by Angus. They bring it outside to Winkle.
Angus, clutch play. Not even supposed to be in serve receive at all at that point, but just was aware she moved across the net in a serving position and was able to put that into play. Unbelievable.
Jags getting the hustle plays, but the Hawkettes are getting the terminal ones tonight. And that might be an ace serve for Winkle. No, great hustle there by Parker Olson. Sent over there by Carlson. Jags going to go to the outside. Casper Bauer, Otto with a beautiful pass. Now the Hawkettes out of rhythm. Schrader over on the free ball. Butters going to go in the middle to Sash and dug up there by Carlson. Outside
Wow.
They go to Schrader, and
What a
she hits
set.
it through the block.
What a set.
(16-13) Hawkettes in the lead. Back to serve Myra Carlson. And you mentioned it, Wallace she puts that so strong with her fingertips, puts that ball wherever it needs to be. Carlson serve, dug up by Butters. In the middle they go, Sash, blocked down by Willie. Jags may need a timeout. They do take one. No, maybe not. They do take a timeout. All right, had to look over. A little discussion there. Jaguars taking a timeout. We'll take one as well. Hawkettes in control here in game number 4, and they just need 8 more points to win this Ankeny matchup. Back after this.
Used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Yep.
You know, maybe. I don't know if
And we're back here in Ankeny as the Hawkettes have taken a commanding 17-13 lead here in game number 4. They already lead 2-1. And we've seen both teams run a lot of 5-1 tonight here, Austin, which has paid off for the most part, but there are also some downfalls.
Yeah, we were just talking in the break that, you know, when you do have that setter up in the front row, they are a matchup for the strong side blocker from the other team. So Angus has a couple blocks tonight. He got some touches, but it's a good matchup for the Hawks when the setter's over there blocking.
Angus going to go in the back row to Winkle. Winkle passed up by Carlson. Wallace goes in the middle to Willie, who pounds it through the block. 18-13, Hawkettes flexing a little bit now. Carlson, the senior, back serving. Butters can't quite get an ace serve for Myra Carlson.
Double substitution here for the Jags.
Yeah, just trying to change it up just a little bit as Hannah Kurth and Cam Leeser coming into the game. Angus and Butters having a seat. Carlson into the net. On the serve, her aggressive serving had been paying off for him big time. That gives a side out back to the Jaguars. And now the Jaguars need to go on to a little bit of a rally to get back in this one. Beshin back to serve. Nice low serve. Oh, man, good reactionary play there by Wallace. Jags going to go in the middle off the block, and Jaden Pratt with a kill. Good reactionary play, though. Wow.
Yeah.
Wallace, quick hands to send that ball back over. Otherwise, that was an ace serve. 19-15. Beshin trying to get the Jags back into this one. Floats that over. Dug up by Carlson. Another great dig by Beshin. Jags, not sure who that was through. Kurth can't keep it alive. The set kind of went to no man's land, and it's now 20-15. Hawkettes. Tanith Roush back in the game, and Would not be surprised to see her announce her presence very quickly with a set as you look at the hitters that are in the game right now. Wallace. They go on the quick set to Jaden Pratt again. Jaguars' rotation's a little bit different than what it normally is. They're trying to figure out who goes in for who. Angus comes in for Kurth. She'll serve and set from the back row. Jada Schmidt comes in for Leeser, and Schmidt will play that right side spot.
Sasha's had a good night, but I think this is really where the Jags need to make a move and get back into this game with this setup up front.
Wallace somehow keeps that in. Ball gets passed over. Jags come on the outside to Casper Bauer. Puts it down. I'm not sure how that landed. It must have got blocked a little bit because the trajectory looked like that was going way long, and it landed 10 feet in. Jags trying to stay in it. Angus back to serve. Good pass, Wallace. Going to come on the outside to Schrader. Right through the block. Schrader, 6'1", powerful, jumps high, doesn't need the full approach. Back to serve, Hannah Bear. Bear loves that short serve. Beshin, they go in the middle, and the power tip goes long once again. Haven't been able to nail that one tonight on the Jaguars side a whole lot. And now the Hawkettes firmly in control here of this one. It's 22-17, and they already lead 2-1. Bear back to serve once again. Casper Bauer. Angus comes out to Schmidt, and
just a miss
looks
hit.
like she hit it with her elbow.
Yeah, just a miss hit.
Jaguars need a timeout. Might be a little bit late right now. 23-17. And we'll be back with the last couple points right after this. Andy Pollack and Austin Oliver on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Scout.
Back here in action tonight. Talked about several different college coaches here watching things tonight. A couple players on each side have already committed to their future homes, but several juniors out on the court have not. Hannah Bear, one of those seniors, and she serves it long right now.
It was really close, but it was long.
So if the Jaguars are going to come back and win this one, they're going to need a long string of serves from Kendra Casper Bauer. And there's one. Gets the lucky roll over the net. And it's 23-19. Casper Bauer decides she's not going to mess around with the net again there. They go to Willie in the middle, and Willie gets it into the net.
Yeah, trying to be a little bit too particular on that one, and instead of just getting it over, tried to finesse that ball over and just got the top of the tape.
Casper Bauer back to serve once again. Otto, Wallace, double hit.
Be surprised to see
well.
Yeah, Hawkettes take a timeout right here. Yep, there it is.
Well, a quick 3 points for the Jaguars, and we're sitting at a 23-21 ball game. Jags not going away. Back after this.
75 years, Holt Service Trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Hawkettes taking a timeout as they're trying to close things out right now with the Jaguars on a little bit of a rally. Have scored 3 in a row. trying to get back into this one. The Hawkettes just 2 points away from winning whatever hypothetical trophy we can come up with tonight, Austin.
Crosstown rivalry.
Casper Bauer to serve once again. And an ace. Well, not even sure what to say. I was ready to pack up our equipment, and just like that, it's 23-22 Hawkettes. Casper Bauer again. Otto with a perfect pass to Wallace. They go on the outside to Roush. That's where you want to go with it. Thought they tried to do that earlier. And now Otto back to serve.
Well, you get Otto right there with taking that serve receive. It's a person you want to take it, and that was a perfect pass, and able to get to Roush.
Match point for Sidney Otto. Beshin goes to Angus. They go in the middle in the tip. Roush right there. Wallace passes it outside on the Olsen, who hits it through the net. And the Hawkettes come away with a win tonight, 3-1. Hawkettes win 25-19, 21-25, 25-17, and 25-22 to take a 7-6 lead in this crosstown series. We'll be back to wrap up the game right after this on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
Why do businesses succeed? The Better Business Bureau sees the traits of successful businesses every day. It's not easy, but it is simple. The BBB fosters trust between Iowa businesses and consumers.
Visit bbb.org.
Welcome back to the South Side tonight. Ankeny Hawks Gymnasium as the Hawkettes beat the Jaguars from Centennial tonight, 3-1, 25-19, 21-25, 25-17, and 25-22. The Hawkettes take the lead in this overall series that's been going on now for 10 years, 7-6, as we talked about Austin Oliver before the game tonight, as it had been tied 6-6 and really a back and forth type of series, a fun series. We saw neither team going away tonight. In fact, each game I think saw some sort of a pretty significant comeback in this one. But more importantly, is these teams now kind of after tonight, the last chance to really show what they're made of before the final tournament pairings come out on Friday. And I don't think you're going to see much change right now. The Hawkettes coming in ranked as number 2 right now. The Jaguars ranked number 5 in the rankings at as of last Thursday, and I don't think based on this last weekend or anything that happened tonight, you're going to see too many shifts in that.
No, I think they played kind of where their rankings are at. I mean, I think both teams can come away with some bright spots. They have some things to clean up on both sides. We saw momentum changes on both teams, ups and downs, positives and negatives. So they definitely have some things to work on going into the state tournament pairings and the playoff pairings here as we move forward.
The Hawkettes will next be in action this weekend. Actually, no, Thursday night. The Hawkettes will be in action at Urbandale, and then they head to Bettendorf along the river there this weekend for a tournament over there at Bettendorf High School. Jaguars are in action on Thursday night as well. They will play Southeast Polk in a game that you and I will carry both here on the Central Iowa Sports Network and also on Centennial Digital, Austin. Then the Jaguars are over in Cedar Rapids for a tournament this weekend and end things with number 7 Waukee Northwest next week in a game that ultimately won't matter because the seedings will already out, pairings will already be out. Waukee Northwest, another very talented team. In fact, last year their rotation was 10 sophomores. This year their rotation is 10 juniors. Very talented team over there with Coach Vogt at Waukee Northwest. But tonight, some final thoughts, Austin, I guess, as I look at it. The play of both liberos was outstanding. On the Hawks side, it was Sidney Otto. On the Jag side, Taylor Beshin. And as I watch more and more volleyball as my kids grow up, you realize, the front row gets a lot of the credit for the action that happens, but it all starts in the back row.
Liberos really do the dirty work. I just think tonight is a good example. It tells us that Ankeny volleyball, both north side and south side, are in good hands moving forward too. We've got underclassmen, we've got seniors, we've just got a lot of just really talented athletes playing volleyball out here tonight. It was great to see it, great to be a part of it.
And as you watch these teams, I know both schools going forward every year, and you're going to see a lot of seniors, right, graduate off both these teams. But I know Coach Reinhardt talks about it all the time. They never really get seated or ranked as high at the beginning of the year because everybody looks at how many gals they lose. No one watches the JV games to see that, oh, there's some talent. In fact, the JV match went to 3 tonight as well. So no one looks to see that, oh, there's some really good talent coming up as well.
Both these teams are just going to reload and be just as good next year. It just happens every year.
And the 8th graders will play against each other on Tuesday next week to end their year as well. So fun volleyball going on in Ankeny. I want to thank everybody for listening here tonight. Again, you can catch Austin and I again Thursday night right here on the Central Iowa Sports Network or on Centennial Digital as the Jaguars host Southeast Polk. Thanks to everybody for listening. We'll talk to you later.